Alright, today we are ranking Wes Anderson films. This is the most Wes Anderson thing I could find. Wes Anderson is so good, he's kind of created his own style to the point where only he can really do it, because if anyone else does it, they like kind of copied him. Anyway, the guy does actually make pretty good movies. So that's who we're ranking today. We're ranking Wes Anderson films. It's not the case for all directors where their first film is their worst, but it's usually where they haven't really found their voice yet. And Bottle Rocket is an example of that to the max. This is just like a normal movie. Ironically enough, this film seems to stick out a lot more than others in his filmography due to how normal it is. The least impressive. If you were to watch it without the knowledge it was an Anderson film, you'd probably be surprised to see his name in the opening credits. I mean, the starts are pretty nice, couple funny gags. This shot was cool, and then it just like seems to just kind of stop, and it doesn't really build to anything. The most Anderson thing about it is the fact that it doesn't have a lot of substance, but without the cool style to compensate for it.
It's possible I'm near with the bed, by the way. Later,
Moonrise Kingdom just feels a bit of a nothing film to me. Everything else on this list has something that makes that film unique. Moonrise Kingdom, I don't really know what it has. The characters weren't very memorable. I don't know the main characters' names. I remember Scoutmaster Ward, played by Edward Norton. He was easily the best part of the film. Apart from that, everyone else felt pretty lifeless and boring. I mean, it has the signature Wes Anderson style, but pretty toned down. Even the color palette looks a bit washed out, which I'm sure was intentional, but makes it even more flat and dull. Just compared to his other stuff, it's not really that special.
Right, Jack? Stop including me. I was his favorite.
A story about three brothers on a train traveling through India sounds like a perfect setup for a cool Wes Anderson film. I was expecting something along the lines of Life's Aquatic and the boat sort of layout that they had there, but no, it's just a normal train. Even the India aspect of it, I know it's not a story about India, but I didn't really add to the film. You could replace India with various other countries and it wouldn't make a difference. It's just another one of those Anderson films that are a bit light on the plot and rely on the style, but then even then I don't think it's that interesting to look. I'd say it's one of the more boring Wes Anderson films to look at. The dynamic between the three characters was good. You know, that's a relationship I can relate to. But you know, they had a nice story and a nice arc and they were likable enough. But apart from that, I just don't think Darjeeling Limited has much really going for it.
Don't ask me to fetch that stick.
I Love Dogs is a film that naturally would have come with comparisons to a fantastic Mr. Fox. And you know what? It does beat Mr. Fox in one area, and that's the look of it. It's got the colors, it's got the dogs and the sushi scene. And you know what? It's not just style, it's at least got a plot to go with it. The story explores themes of propaganda and a corrupt government. It's got like It's got a cool dog adventure and the kid. But despite its strengths, I mean, I say strengths, the strengths are just the visual, because everything else brings it down from what could have been a great film to just an okay film. The pack of dogs lacked any real distinct qualities. They're all just kind of one character. Like the romantic subplots between the main dog and another dog is just kind of just random and just thrown in there. And then another one that's even more random than that is the main character, 12-year-old boy, gets snapped up by this 17-year-old girl, which is seemingly out of nowhere and also just kind of weird. In the end, I Love Dogs is visually beautiful and a compelling enough story, but just relies too much on the fact that it looks good. Life Aquatic of Steve Zizzou kind of feels like a fever dream, and that's probably because of the context it was released. First film, Bottle Rocket, normal film. Then you had Rushmore, which was a normal film, but a bit more of the Anderson dialogue and stuff. Then you had Royal Tenenbaums, which had a lot more of the Wes Anderson quirks and stylization, but was still in the realms of a relatively traditional film. Then you have Life's Aquatic, which feels more like a transitional piece into what we'd later get in Anderson's work. It's the first time we see Anderson lean into like the animation and the whimsical world building of it all. Many of the hallmarks that he'd use in his later work are here, but it's just not really fully realized yet. It's like the film is caught between two identities, you know, part traditional film and then part experimental aesthetic. I can appreciate the creative risks that were taken at the time. You know, it definitely has its moments, but in the end, I just feel like it's a jack of all trades and master of none.
In the fields of armaments and aviation,
I like the Phoenician Scheme. Kind of feels like the spiritual sequel to Grand Budapest, where it's this, ultra stylized film, but then with like a more focus on a plot. Visually, every choice is so good and precise. I don't think Anderson missed a beat. To put it bluntly, it looks sick. My eyes are having a great time. Michael Cera, holy moly was this guy good. Undoubtedly the standout of the film, and genuinely one of the best characters in this Wes Anderson verse. As for Benicio as the lead, he was alright. Zizzou is good, but he's no Gustav or Royal Tenenbaum. And he is good, but he doesn't elevate the film to that next level. I finished Phoenician Scheme, and as much as I liked it, I'm not really urged to rewatch it. It was kind of like a novelty film. However, the character journey of Zizzou, with his attitude towards life and death changing when he connects with his daughter, gives us a good redemption arc and ties the film well together in the end. This is Anderson's most thematically dense film that you kind of have to rewatch it just to appreciate how good it really is. Asteroid City is probably the most profound film on this list. It evokes existential ideas as well as other themes like art, uncertainty, and grief. But just because there's a lot of hidden meaning doesn't automatically, make it a masterpiece. It's still a bit confusing, and with such a large cast, it's hard to really connect to any one character. Asteroid City is actually a play within a TV show, within a movie, so it allows Anderson to kind of answer some critiques he would have had about himself, like when Adrian Brody says this.
I still don't understand the play.
Doesn't matter. Just keep telling the story.
So Asteroid City is, the main part, and then you have the black and white stuff, which is what's actually going on. Now the problem with that is, I get the black and white bit, adds the layers, and it allows Anderson to explore stuff. From a selfish point of view, I wish they just stuck with the Asteroid City part of it. That part was so good. I mean, a Western Anderson film, how good does that sound? I really love Asteroid City. They're so charming, the characters are great, the world of that is amazing. It's just when it goes to the black and white part, as much as I get it, it does pull me out.
Over the course of 250 years, the great city began as a cluster of tradesmen's villages.
I don't understand the hate towards French Dispatch, because it's an anthology film, it's like written off. But I mean, a lot of Wes Anderson films aren't plot driven anyway. I mean, it's not like it doesn't have a plot or a story. I mean, it has three of them, in fact. The first story with Benicio del Toro is my favorite. It's about a tortured artist who is exploited to make art for like a rich art dealer, and then he uses one of the prison guards as his muse. I mean, that is great. That's a good story. I mean, that alone is more interesting than Bottle Rocket, Darjeeling Limited, Moonrise Kingdom. It also manages to articulate the fascination with modern art in a very efficient sentence.
The point is, he could paint this beautifully if he wanted, but he thinks this is better.
I think I've said it about almost every film in this list so far. Visually, very good. This is Anderson at his most Anderson. There are times I'm watching this film and I'm honestly just kind of mind blown with how impressive my direction, the set, the specific details are in this film. Well, if I love it so much, why haven't I ranked it higher? Well, I just feel like the stories, it started off really strong, and then progressively I found each one less entertaining. But they're both still good though. And I know I defended it before, but as an anthology, it doesn't feel as complete of a film as the ones above it. But I mean, under a microscope, I'd say French Dispatch is a pretty flawless film. Kind of like Bottle Rocket, where this is a normal movie. It's just, Rushmore's actually really good. Max Fisher is a great central character. He's funny, he's interesting. It's like a character that you've not really seen that often in a film. He's quite unique. Also the first time we see Bill Murray in an Anderson film, who is really good in this role. And his relationship with Max Fisher, again, that's a great little relationship. Their rivalry is good in that little middle point of the film, as well as their friendship at the start. It's also the friendship at the end, to be honest. Rushmore's really well made. I can't really find a fault in it, apart from in the third act it runs out of steam. And that's about it. Everything else is great. The dialogue is good, the characters are good. Even it does look nice, it just doesn't have that sort of uniqueness about it that Anderson's other films do.
You're now going to be officially interviewed.
Grand Budapest is Anderson's most successful film, and it's probably partly due to the fact that it has a plot. It's proof that Anderson, when he wants to, can deliver a film with both style and substance. This is one of the cases when Anderson is operating at his absolute best. The hotel set feels completely otherworldly, and the level of detail is spectacular. It might have the best color palette in all of his films. I also think it blends that stop motion animation really well with the actual film, where it doesn't feel too janky or gimmicky. It's also pretty funny. It's got a deadpan humor humor, but it's not too overbearing. And the story, while not overcomplicated, isn't hollow. The only reason it's not number one is because I just simply enjoyed the other two more. I mean, this top three are practically perfect films.
The cuss of mine. Are you cussing with me? No, you cussing with me?
It was the first Anderson film I watched. I went to see it with my dad as a kid. I actually remember going to the cinema to see it. I've probably watched Fantastic Mr. Fox the most out of all of these, and it just doesn't seem to get old. My favorite part about the film is the details of the actual world and these characters. Like Mr. Fox being 7 years old, is a grown man since it's in Fox years. Like each animal having a quirk that they'd have in real life. The character of Mr. Fox is well written. He's clever, charismatic, selfish at times, but deeply likable. The cussing scene is hilarious. The wolf scene is beautiful. And the villains, yeah, I guess they seem bad, but I mean, they're only reacting how you would react if a fox was breaking into your house every night and taking all your food. The rivalry between Ash and Christopherson is also brilliant. It makes the point about Ash just wanted to make his father proud even stronger. And I haven't even mentioned animation because, you know, it's kind of like the most obvious part about it, but like, yeah, it's pretty good. And the animation is kind of mind-blowing, so much so you could watch it and it's just good, but then you throw in great characters, a fun story, and you get this perfect film that you can watch again and again. Watching these films in order made for kind of a strange experience because Royal Tenenbaums is kind of like Wes Anderson's magnum opus, where he made this and then he was like, oh, now I can just make cool stuff I want to do for the rest of my career. I know that's not the case because he made Grand Budapest and Fantastic Mr. Fox, which, you know, are arguably better, but no other film was as purely entertaining to me as the Royal Tenenbaums. I've heard people say it's not plot driven, which I don't really get because, you know, it's about an estranged father who's trying to reconnect with his family, who at one point were a very talented bunch of people. I don't know if that's doing it justice, but it's the stories within the story that just make it so rich and emotional. Each character's got their own problems and they all, as a family, overcome them when they live together under the same roof for the first time in many years. It, you know, kind of reminds me of Christmas, when you spend a lot of time with your family more than you used to. And that's kind of like why this film is so special to me. It gives me that nostalgic feeling. All the little moments and character beats stitched together into something that just works. It flows beautifully. It's got this book element to it. It's like someone's reading me a really nice bedtime story. And then you've got the Richie and Margot storyline, which builds to what is easily my favorite scene in a Wes Anderson film. Visually, I'd say it's also like perfect. I know it's not got the over-the-top tweeness, but that's kind of why I like it a bit more. It's not too much. As someone who values the idea of family, this film connects to me more than anything else in this list. It's the film with, in my opinion, by far the most substance, character, heart, and all these things just make it my favorite Wes Anderson film. Anyway, that is my Wes Anderson ranked. My next ranking video is going to be a sort of Halloween special. So we are doing Guillermo del Toro. That's going to be coming out next Friday or Saturday. So yeah, stay tuned for that.